Welcome back to my channel, Butterfly Spirit 314. So today, guys, what I want to do is I want to talk to you about what you should do if you feel like you want to quit your job. The reason why I want to do that is because I want to tell you guys that I know what it feels like to want to quit your job. And I know what it feels like to be in a hostile work environment where you feel like you're being bullied and harassed by a manager. And you feel like, you can't take another day of the stress. You're trying to do what you can to the best of your ability, but nothing seems to be working. You've gone to human resources. You have tried to implement some of the tips that your managers gave you. You've improved your performance, but yet your manager's still nitpicking, and you know, no matter who you tell or try to get help from, nothing happens. If you go to your manager's manager, nothing happens. And I'm here to tell you that the first things you want to do is you want to do like I did. You want to go to human resources and see if they can investigate what's going on with your manager. If that doesn't work for whatever reason, then the next thing you want to do is start looking for another job so you can continue to provide for yourself. And I've heard that it's easier to get a job when you have a job. I can say that that's happened to me in the past. That's how I went from like a part-time job to a full-time job that paid really good. So it does work. Really, there's a lot of variables, but I think that it can happen. You can get a new job. But like I said, second method is start looking for another job. Look for something with a wage that you think you can work, a wage that can cover your expenses if you live on your own. That can cover your rent, your bills, put money in savings and things like that. When you find out that your job is, you feel like it's close to ending, another thing you want to do is start saving money from your paychecks. Start doing that so that if for some reason your job fires you unsuspectedly, then what you want to do is, have that money set aside so, you can have that money to cover, bills or rent or whatever. I think the same thing could apply if you, live with someone else too. Have that money set aside. I know the perspective of like living on my own and paying bills and all that stuff. So, big tip is please, please, please save your money. Save your money so that, if something happens, you have it. The earlier you start saving, the better, because, the larger amount of money you have, the more you can spread it out for expenses that you need. Okay. More likely than not, I'm going to just make the statement that it's likely that you're going to get fired. But the earlier you start putting things in place to try to brace for it, the easier it's going to be. So I wish I would have started saving right after I got my manager, because if I would have started saving, I would have had a significant amount of money in the bank before I got fired. So there's some things that I thought, after the fact, like, oh, saving is a good thing. If I would have started saving, I would have had a lot more money, and, I would have been able to do more things. Another thing is you don't know what's going to happen, while you're on the job. You may end up like me where you were involved in a car accident, and it was not my fault or anything. And, anything can happen, and, although you want to get away from your job, you want to make sure, that you're doing things so that, if for some reason you lose the job, you can still support yourself. Another thing I want to tell you is please, please, please don't quit your job. Don't quit your job. I know there's a lot of videos on YouTube where people are saying, they quit their job. They had $100,000 a year job, or made more than that, or they're saying, a religious figure told them to quit their job or whatever. Don't quit your job. If you have your job and you use your job to pay your rent, your bills, and for other things that you know, need, do not quit your job. The best thing you can do, and I'm in the United States, so I'm not really sure what happens in other countries in particular, but what I feel that you can do in the US, as a US citizen, one thing you can do is, if you don't quit your job, and let's say your job fires you. If your job fires you, what you can qualify for is food stamps. So I know there's some people out there who are going to say, "Oh, I don't want to take advantage of food stamps. I don't want to do that. That's beneath me. You know, I'm working at a wage where, you know, I don't want to be associated with government assistance." I understand you don't want to be associated with the government assistance, but taking advantage of it if you get fired is going to be good, because at least you can still bring in money for food. Okay, it's going to be money that you can buy food items for at the store, but at least you can get that. And the way to qualify for food stamps is going to be that you need to make sure that you are fired from your job. If you quit your job, you can't get food stamps. You cannot get food stamps. I just want to emphasize that. You cannot get food stamps if you get fired. Also, for unemployment, if you quit your job, you can't get unemployment. If you're fired, you can get unemployment. Now, I'm still fighting for my unemployment right now, even though I was fired, but it looks a lot better if you're fired, because then you can get unemployment. There is some stalling it's taking a lot of time to get the unemployment, but it's totally worth it. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope this video has been helpful for those of you guys out there. Have a good day. Feel free to comment below if you have any questions or concerns.